Welcome to Subbuteo, where we pull up a stool, flick to kick, and dissect the beautiful game. One craft beer and one tabletop at a time. So grab a glass, put your figures into place, and it's time for flick off.
Very good. All said, Beth. Clock. We start the clock. 15 minutes. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
All right, Adrian. So this week we've got a Canadian beer in honour of the co-hosts of the World Cup. Canada.
Doing well.
They are going well. So a Canadian beer. It's from a microbrewery, which apparently is quite well known. I'll probably mess up the pronunciation, but Dieu de Ciel. Dieu de Ciel.
Probably butchered the pronunciation. Not that I'm going to try.
It's an imperial stout. It's an imperial coffee stout. So let's give it a go.
Yep.
Now you will notice we've got two glasses, and the reason for
branding
that.
Around this, they're not sponsors.
The reason for that, Adrian. Tell us about that. Why the glasses? We're sharing this.
Yes. Beth brought this one around. I think it's after she purchased, she realised the strength of it. So was it 9.5%? Oh!
Whoa! Well, that's exciting.
Take the pouring. Got him?
You got him? All right.
Might be have to pause. We're back soon. Right. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can really smell the. All right. Just pour them in.
Yeah, just pour them in.
All right.
And then we can clean ourselves up. Oh, you smell that. So we're back. We're back after a minor, what do we call it?
So we're back
Outage?
after a beer incident. So as you can see, this is an incredibly heavy stout.
If only there was smell can, it's unbelievable.
Oof, it's got a really vibrant coffee smell.
Oh, that's good though. I reckon you would be having a
Oh my goodness. 9.5%, which is why we've got them in glasses. It's a really deep, dark beer. That is beautiful.
Yeah, it's really rich. What did you say? There's something about it wasn't as sweet as Aussie stouts. It is pretty sweet though, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's coffee? Yeah, coffee stout. Imperial coffee stout. There you go.
And I looked it up, and it will be a miracle if we even finish this podcast, because if we were to drink one of these each, it would be 3.5 drinks each.
In 15 minutes?
In 15 minutes. So there's a challenge. Cheers, Adrian.
Thanks. Cheers. Yeah, it's like a, what do you call it? Espresso martini.
That is beautiful. All right.
Cocktail beer. Yes, okay, so I could get interesting value into this episode.
It could be.
So our topic today is goals. So we're going to go through this sort of the evolution of Subbuteo goals, and then a little bit about the evolution of football goals, which is quite an interesting little topic. We've got a few props here, and we'll show a lot of videos again, pictures again of close-ups of various things of our own, and others we can find online to show you what they used to look like. So, with a bit of research, apparently from the early days, so the mid to late 1940s to 1960s, there were wire goals from Subbuteo. I can't get a mental picture of them. Definitely haven't seen them in person, I think.
I have a feeling you're going to ask me if I remember.
You didn't play with those when you were young,
And I didn't play with those.
Apparently they're wire goals, simple, sturdy, very basic. Metal wire with netting, so they did have netting, which surprised me a bit actually. I thought the first ones might have just been a bit of wire. So the earliest Subbuteo sets apparently. Maybe some of the gurus or people that were playing with the old ones can correct us on what they were. Then in the 70s, there were thicker plastic frames introduced. So,
I think these were the ones from the 70s. Again, let us know.
Yeah, did you have, one of my basic set, I was saying earlier, so there was ones on little tiny stilts. They were white. Yeah. So they had little legs, and then a frame all the way around, and then a very basic. They were quite sturdy.
Okay.
But you had to sort of sit them on. This one you could probably fasten down onto a pitch.
I remember these. You used to put little pins in them to hold them down.
Yeah.
And this particular set is some World Cup goals. And I think because it's all in black and white, I think it probably was around the late 70s.
Yeah, so I bought the same ones in the 80s. Not saying anything about age of both of us there, but basically it looked like the exact same one, but you got the more modern picture on the box. I think I'm pretty sure they'll still call the World Cup goals.
Yep.
Just essentially got the same number. Yours is C130, and this is 130. So it probably just changed the C into the 61 or something for some reason.
I think the main thing that we've got out of that is that I started my life in black and white, and Adrian started his life in colour.
We did have the black and white telly, I must admit, when we were young, and the second telly was always black and white for a long time. So that was in the sort of 70s to 80s. Yeah, they said clip-in nets was all I could find on research.
Yeah.
Was a difference between 70s and 80s, which is hence why perhaps we're seeing it's the nets. I think were just easier to put in on mine than yours, but they're yours, aren't they?
They are,
Look exactly the same as the ones I bought. So
okay.
Obviously hadn't changed, at least that model. I think it was like the premium one. The other one, I think the nets went in as well on the basic kit that I had. The nets
well, I know
come out a bit easier.
I know the original nets used to be brown. So that the very early ones
really
were brown.
Without dyed, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. There you go. Then into the 90s, cost-cutting was what I'm reading between the lines. Lightweight goals is what it says I can find online. So they're lighter, cheaper to manufacture, and less durable. It sounds like cheap and crappy.
I remember.
Unfortunately, all the ones from the Subbuteo brand now are pretty.
Yeah, I remember
average.
that. I remember that, and they did get very cheap, and they used to break, and they were no good for playing. So the 90s were a bit of a sad time.
Stuff in the 90s, it would have been sort of early 90s. The last I played, I reckon, and then sort of into uni, too busy. And found beer as well.
Yeah, found beer.
And other things on my mind. So, and then you come to the 2000s and the modern stuff, which is amazing, isn't it? They're just one of the things that are just dramatically better.
Absolutely, and look, there are a number of suppliers, as everyone out there, both of you know. There are a number of suppliers. These are the ones we tend to use in Australia mostly. The Extreme Works, screw-in. They're very sturdy. They've got a lovely arc for your keeper to sit in.
And a firm bar at the back, so the net some of them, I'm not sure they've all got that bar, some other brands, so if that bends a bit, the ball can go through. It's pretty rare on a Extreme Works ones. It probably can't fit, to be honest, between the bar. That's probably why they got it there, which is, it's good design. They seem to last. We've had a couple bend, but it's more storage and transport from badly mishandling them. Otherwise, they just last. They're good.
So with that...
We're there already.
I mean, we're there already. I think. Adrian, where are we at? We're at...
Dehydration break time.
Our dehydration break.
God, that went quick.
All right, 3 seconds.
Oh, I know we're there already. We didn't stop the clock for our... the injury interruption.
Oh, that's why
the beer injury, the can injury. We'll probably go a few minutes of injury time at the end, maybe if we can't squeeze it all in, but we probably will. So the modern ones, more they're metal now, so the better lasting. The nets are much better quality as well.
Definitely.
Like powder coated metal, and what was I going to say? Oh, and to play in the festive events, you've got to be festive. Approved, as it's called now, rather than homologated, I think is Steve Dietrich's least favourite word. He's got rid of that and just it says festive rather approved. They meet the correct dimensions. So that's kind of all I got on the Subbuteo nets. I love the new ones; they're good.
Yeah, the new ones are great. And what I have discovered, Adrian, is that it doesn't really matter which goals we use. I still can't get the ball between these posts, and I still seem to concede all the time.
Goals, the posts are too thick at the other end or something, aren't they? Oh, you got the things. Show them too.
With that in mind, with the goals, some of us lesser players who struggle to score, I find that using some of these props, some of these tools are really useful. Basically, you just sit them in front of the goals and we'll pop them up on the screen, and they help with your shooting practice.
Yep.
This is another one that Brian Daly in the UK, and obviously you just aim for these and you put them in front of the
used to be
goal.
one you could buy off Subbuteo like that back in the day, and which I remember when I started playing again. Maybe I did the same thing back then as a kid too.
Yeah.
I made one out of cardboard. It might have floating around. No, but I made one of those out of cardboard too. Cut it with a pair of scissors so the round, draw the ball on there and do it.
Yeah.
They're bloody hard to score in though, aren't they, to get it.
It really is.
And they're actually not the right spots really to practice shooting. The top corner ones probably are, but the ones down the bottom are where the keeper is. Well, it's where the keeper is, the ones down the bottom.
True. These cost a little bit, but Adrian, I've worked out it's a bit of a tight ass.
Yeah. So I think it's around. Well, these ones are good. Although I manufacture, and if you're interested in it, I can give you a set of these for probably $5 to $10, depending on how many free toilet rolls you want with them. But in all seriousness, all I did, I saw some of the ones where you put to get that sort of thing. And I remember Benny and from Melbourne had like a Darth Vader figure or something, embracing his inner nerd, doing that to chip over. I was trying to figure out how to get my keeper in a decent spot. Having it flat on the ground isn't representative.
Yep.
So I was trying to elevate it, and for some reason I come up with just sticking the goalie. I'll show a better picture online. In the half a toilet roll.
So a bit of a bog roll situation.
Bog roll situation, that's
Excellent,
right.
Excellent.
Couple of wipes and you've got one. And especially the handle that's more the hexagon shape, you can get it at a reasonable angle that someone a bit easier would be holding onto it. So they're quite good to sort of chip from and practice.
I feel we've reached peak nerd at the moment. Yeah, peak nerd.
That's right. Some each other's ones the shits too to get some tape as like a prompt.
All right. Well, we've only got a few minutes left. So, Adrian, I was thinking about. We've talked a lot about the goals that we use in Subbuteo and in Fistive and in table football. What about goals in FIFA football?
Yeah, so I did some research on this. It was quite interesting. I was reflecting back to the old ones when I was a kid playing soccer and under eights and whatnot. And there was just a wooden frame, no nets, just a wooden frame.
Yeah.
So I was curious about what else there was. So apparently back in the late 1800s, so 1860s, 1870s, there was no crossbar at all. It was just two posts.
Okay.
And in the early days, apparently, there's even goal regardless of the height. And then they must have had a height limit, and perhaps they went with eyeballing it, and then they put a tape across until late 70s into the 1890s, so late 1870s. Then the tape replaced with a wooden crossbar.
Right.
So that was the first crossbar, and it wasn't until the 1890s that they introduced nets to solve arguments about whether it went in or not, because it is hard to tell. Some kids are. And then in the early 1900s, they started to standardise the goals. This is one of the things that interested me. So a standard goal is 8 yards wide, 8 feet high. I never knew that. I don't know why I never knew that. There's a 18-yard box and a 6-yard box or whatever. So it's 8 yards is the goal and 8 feet high. So there you go. Which is obviously why it is now. There's been talk over the years because keepers have got bigger and people have got bigger where they change the heights, but still the same.
Yep.
We're into injury time. Or is it additional time?
And I think it's beer time because we had beer injury. We had a beer injury, so we'll
That's
give
probably
ourselves.
in keeping with the strength of this one. We had a beer injury.
Look, I think with the goals, my memory is really the fact that we just use jumpers for goals.
Yeah. Jumpers
for goals.
Your bags.
Your bags for goals. Absolutely.
Yeah, school bags or whatever.
Yeah, and that was what we did. And I think also the nets have changed over the years.
Yeah, that was the other thing. It's like the modern stuff. Since in the 1900s, the only thing that's changed really is the nets. And I used to think every World Cup the goals were tied up differently. Now, for probably this whole century, the 21st century, they're all pretty much being tied up the same way. You've got those two poles or sticks further back and it's tied, which is always, the first time they did that, it was like, oh wow, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Now it's just
it seems
standardised.
Not
much has changed until the last few years with like goal line technology, the stuff in the Premier League with a ball, with a chip I think in it, and video refs and all that sort of stuff around whether it's across the line.
That's a really good point, Adrian. I think the main thing that you've just said has changed is technology,
Yep.
goal line
And
technology.
that's only really
And
recent too. The last couple of
Yeah.
years, chipping at a top spin ball. Come on,
Yeah,
That's what we
exactly.
need. Because we even had one tonight when we were playing beforehand, and we're like, I'm not sure. We couldn't tell if it went in or not.
Absolutely.
It's really hard to tell when it's hit
Absolutely.
the goalie and the crossbar and the post as well. But it's hard to tell categorically if it went in or not. It's
Yeah.
really hard sometimes.
Yeah.
And we're just lay players,
We are
not
very
the
much.
elites that belt it more harder than us, I'm sure.
All right, but look, I think we have talked about goals. We've had a beer injury. We've had 9.5 percent alcohol. So it's possible we're slurring.
Probably are.
But it's
So
absolutely
we've got to do a
really
toast, though,
delicious.
don't we?
We've got to do a toast. Adrian, do you have one? If not,
Oh yeah. Oh, have you got one? Or?
go for it, my
Oh,
friend.
okay. Well, I'll probably do it to another Kiwi. So to Richard Edison. So for those that are not from Australia or New Zealand or Asia won't realise that New Zealand till very recently hadn't taken off. And Richard's been the big driving force, as I'm sure most of the Kiwis will say. You know, I met him over there before they come on the Fistus scene. Great guy. They had a great pub there, the Northern Line pub there, where they really helped them kick it along, having that really cool scene with good beers there.
Lots
and
of beers.
Good crack, as the Irish would say. So well done, Richard.
Good on you,
should
Richard.
be very proud of what you've accomplished in New Zealand. You're on the global scene, and they're doing quite well. They're actually playing really well, really quickly to our level. They've stepped up remarkably fast. So well done, Richard.
Good on you,
Cheers,
Richard.
mate.
Cheers, mate. All right, before this gets messy, I think we'll wrap up there. So, look, that's full time on this brew. Whether you're nursing a fruity hazy or a heavy
stout. That's
stout.
right. We have got to a heavy stout.
We've got to a heavy stout.
I'm
Remember,
feeling it.
in Subbuteo and in the pub, the best times are the ones with a mate. So keep your players upright, your glasses full, and we'll see you at the next flick off. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh,
no,
Adrian.
that's terrible. That's the strongest one. We've done the quickest.
Come here. There we go.
Over the pitch as well.
There we
The club
go.
fines are coming on.
All right. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Oh, look at the head on that. Right, yeah.
All righty. Welcome to Subbuteo.
3 and 3. We should check on the laser thing.
Check.
With a flick of the finger, got me under control. One twist in a bean, yeah, pulled apart like a Russian